All right, and good morning, everybody. Jeremy Brunansky here with Brunansky's Vlog. It's Monday morning. That means it's time for another episode live on YouTube for Brunansky's Vlog. We are going to take a look today at the weekend box office report. We're also going to take a look a little bit at the Grammy celebration last night and talk about some of the winners and some of the albums, songs, etc. So stay tuned for that if you're into music as well as film. We'll talk a little bit about the music section towards the end of the show. So make sure you stick around for that. If you're brand new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me today. Every Monday at 10 a.m. PST, we go live right here on YouTube to talk movie news, reviews, and a little bit more. And on today's special segment, we're just going to take a look at the weekend box office. And then, like I said, just a little bit about the Grammys, and we'll let you guys get back to your morning. So real quick, before we jump right into this episode, let's get the commercials out of the way. Again, if you're new, thank you so much. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notifications when new content drops on this channel. If you're a fan of film, you're going to want to click that subscribe button because, again, we do a lot of movie reviews, movie news, and a little bit more here. We also do some trailer reviews, and you can see all those videos in their respective playlists on the page. Also, if you enjoy any portion of the show, don't forget to give me the thumbs up because the thumbs up helps people who like movie-related shows find this movie-related show right here on YouTube. As we go through today's episode, we're going to pull up a couple articles here and there. All those articles you'll be able to find. They're down below in the description box. So hit the little arrow. It'll drop down and you can follow along with all those links right there. And then also down in that box, if you're curious about what my predictions are for the Oscars this year, for the Academy Awards, my list is down there as well. I wrote an article for it. The article link is down there. You can check it out, as well as the short film I made, as well as recapping film in 2018. What were some of the highs? What were some of the lows? All of that is down there in the description box. So check those out as we go through today's episode. And finally, if you have any interest in starting your own online streaming channel, if you want to get into your own kind of Twitch streaming or Facebook Live or right here on YouTube or IGTV, whatever the case may be, there's plenty of options. In the same description box down below, I threw a couple recommendations for pieces of gear you can use just to get yourself started. It's affordable stuff. It'll get you out and onto the interwebs so you can go ahead and get your content, whatever that may be, going for the interwebs to enjoy. So check those out as well. All right, let's jump into this week's brand new episode, right? The special edition. So this week I was able to get out to see Stan and Ollie. One show, one movie this week, and it was incredibly good. I walked out of the theater. My heart felt like it was smiling when I left the theater. Like that, this is how good Stan and Ollie was as a film. And stay tuned for the full review to drop later this week. But I really had a good time in this movie. And it's been out for a couple weeks now, but it's still super, super good. And if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, I'm recommending you check it out. So make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can hear my full thoughts on Stan and Ollie when that review drops later this week. So check it out there. But that's what I saw this week. Let's hop into the weekend box office report and take a look at what you guys were watching this weekend. You know, on the show, we like to go from number 5 to number 1, just to kind of recap what the weekend looked like as far as you and I were concerned getting out to the movies. So let's take a look at that right now. Coming in at number 5, these are all coming to us from Box Office Mojo. Again, if you want to follow along, links are down below. Coming to us at number 5 is Glass, and that is coming in at $6,422,000. Number 4 is The Upside at $7,230,000. Coming in at number 3, Cold Pursuit, $10,800,000. Number 2, What Men Want at $18 million even, and the Lego Movie 2, the second part, coming in with a crushing lead of $34,400,000. So are we really that surprised by the top 3? I don't really think so. I'm a little bit surprised that Cold Pursuit came in at number 3 instead of number 2. But I'm not surprised that the three of the films that came out this week are in the top 3. So that's not surprising at all. Glass still being in the top 5. Excuse me. Still making bucks. We are now looking at almost $100 million is what Box Office Mojo is reporting on a budget of about $20 million. So again, we've said it before. We'll continue to say it on this channel. Congratulations to everybody that worked on Glass over at Universal, because your film made bucks. So good job there. Also with The Upside. Now you can check out my full review for The Upside. I enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would. It was a very good story, very heartfelt. There's some good drama in it. There's some good humor in it. The characters are really good. The way Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart play off of each other, I thought was really well done. It is slow consistently from beginning to end. So you got to be prepared for that, right? It's consistently slow. So, you just be prepared for that. But otherwise, the upside, really good time at the movies. Really enjoyed it. Not too surprising to see it's in the top 10. Now here in its 5th week, it's still in the top 5. I mean, I think that really speaks to how good the film is overall and in general. So if you haven't seen The Upside yet, maybe you want to check that out. I know I'm recommending people check it out. So there it is for The Upside. Cold Pursuit coming in at number 3. A little surprised by that because I really like the trailers for this. It looked like it's going to be a good action revenge thriller with some comedy. And that's what the trailers look like, right? You got some jokes in there and stuff like that in the trailers to kind of let you know that there's going to be some levity to this story, even though it looks super intense like Liam Neeson action thrillers do, right? With Taken and all the other stuff he's done. Those are usually pretty intense action flicks, right? And so this one, it looks like we're kind of following that same pattern, but we're going to add some nice humor into it as well, just to kind of make the darkness seem a little bit more entertaining and a little bit more funny. So looking forward to seeing Cold Pursuit for sure. On Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 75% fresh tomato meter. So the critics gave it 75% fresh, and the audience scored it at a 64% fresh. So again, overall, it seems like everybody who saw this film really enjoyed it, and that's not too surprising because I think personally the trailers look pretty good. Now, if you want to see my review for the trailer, you just go to the movie trailer review playlist, and you can check out my thoughts on the trailer there before I see the movie, right? So 75% fresh, 64% fresh audience score. So it feel like this time, right? Both the critics and the audience saw the same film, and what the critics saw made sense to them, obviously, right? With the 75% fresh. And then what the audience went in expecting, their expectations were met, right? And maybe even they were surprised at how much better it was than maybe they expected. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But with a 64% fresh, that is saying pretty good things as far as what we can expect from this film when we finally get out to the theaters to check it out. I know I'm looking forward to it. Now let's move on to the number 2 one, What Men Want. A tomato meter rotten across the board, right? Critics and audiences alike, just no good, right? 47% rotten from the critics, 46% from the audience score. So it looks like the exact opposite, right? With Cold Pursuit, everybody walked in and like, this was great. We had a great time. And then it looks like what happened with What Men Want. This was disappointing, right? Because it came in at number 2 with $19 million. So when you get all of these people out to see the theater, and then when they walk out, I won't be surprised to see this film drop in 60, maybe 65% next week, right? From week 1 to week 2. I think this film is going to have a steep decline. Now, I could be wrong, but when both critics and audience are not scoring favorably for this film, I think that says something. And I think what it's saying is expect a sharp decline from box office numbers from week 1 to week 2. So we'll have to wait and see for that. So we'll keep our eyes open from week to week as far as What Men Want does. I imagine Paramount's pretty happy with the opening weekend, right? It had a budget estimated of around $20 million. It's made 19. So, I mean, unless it has like an 80-90% drop off, which I don't think is going to happen, but I think it's going to, break even to a point. But then I don't think we're really going to see this film make any money. I think the studio is actually going to take a loss on What Men Want. And that's not too surprising because the trailers didn't really sell me on this film at all. So yeah, there it is. Lego Movie, the second part, not too surprising here to see that critics and audience alike all scored favorably. 85% fresh on the tomato meter for critics, 80% fresh on the audience score. Not too surprising. If you remember the first Lego Movie, everybody after they saw it, parents and kids alike, were all walking around singing everything is awesome. And it's not too surprising to see that the Lego Movie sweeps in with another high scoring and high dollar earning opening weekend. So I know I'm looking forward to this. The trailers have looked fun, have looked entertaining. I'm not too sure if it's going to meet the same magic that the first one has, because the trailers have a lot of self-referential humor in it as far as kind of like what Chris Pratt has done outside of the Lego movies. And it kind of does some self-referential humor as far as like the different characters he's played and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is going to be, we'll call it, if this is going to be too inside baseball for some people, right? So if you've got to really know kind of like what this guy's career has been to get a lot of these jokes, I don't know if that's the case, right? I haven't seen it yet, but that it might be the case. So I'm curious to see kind of what happens from week 1 to week 2 with this one, as far as box office is concerned. But I don't really think we'll see too much change as far as the audience and critic reception, right? So I don't really think as more people get out, we'll see the tomato meter jump at all. I think that'll stay pretty consistent. And I think across the board, critics and audience alike are enjoying this film and will continue to enjoy it as such. But let's take a look real quick at the top 10. We've got number 10, Miss Bala. Number 9, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. 8 is Aquaman. 7, Green Book. 6, Prodigy. So last week, right, Miss Bala did okay. And then this week, 60% drop from week 1 to week 2. Not too surprising because last week we talked about that and how we could expect to see some type of massive shift, right? We talk on the show all the time, 30 to 50% kind of expected from week 1 to week 2, unless it's incredible in a good way or incredible in a bad way. Then you might see it start to, maintain some numbers or just really drop some numbers in big ways. So 60%, just a little over 60%, 60.3, not speaking too well to Miss Bala. So it looks like the people went out, they supported it the opening weekend, and they're like, yeah, we had enough. That was enough. Now we can move on. So not too surprising to see that Miss Bala had that steep drop. I think I predicted that last week. Go ahead and check out last week's episode and then come back and leave a comment down below if that is the case or not. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Aquaman, and Green Book, right? All 3 films that have been out for a while. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in its 9th week, Aquaman in its 8th week, and Green Book 13 weeks in, still in the top 10. Now, if you want to hear my thoughts on all 3 of these films, just go to the movie review playlist. My thoughts are up there. You can check out the full review I've done for all 3 of these films. I really liked Green Book a lot. I was surprised at how good the film was overall. 13 weeks in the top 10. It's got magic. You can't argue. It's got magic. What was the magic? That's what I was confused about. And then when I saw the movie, I was no longer confused because the movie is really good and the actors in it do an incredible job. So it made perfect sense to me after I seen it why this film is still in the top 10. And if you haven't seen Green Book yet, 13 weeks out, don't waste any more time. Get out to the theaters and check this out. It took me forever to see this film. 12 weeks. I just saw it last week, right? 12 weeks it took me before I saw this film. Don't be like me. Don't wait forever. Get out and check this film out. It is really good. Aquaman and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, same thing. Really good film. I think they marketed this really well. I think that they planned the release dates for these films really well because 8-9 weeks out, they didn't really have much competition at all, right? Aquaman and Glass, similar, right? Kind of similar comic book action kind of movies, but it took several weeks for Glass to come out to compete with Aquaman for any type of box office dollars. So Aquaman and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, big hitters, definitely showing that good films during this time of year will still bring people out to the theaters. Even if it's snowing in certain parts of the world and parts of the country, if it's sunshine, it doesn't matter. People are still getting out and they're still supporting cinema for films that they enjoy. Real quick, I just want to drop down to number 25 because like I said, I just saw Stan and Ollie and what a fantastic film. Now you'll hear my review for the full film, the full review for the film later this week. That's when the review will drop. So again, click subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss that when it drops. But what a wonderful film, and my goodness, what a transformative job Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly did in their roles as Laurel and Hardy. I just really walked out of the theater impressed by these 2 guys in a big way. And if you haven't seen this yet, I definitely recommend you check it out. Now in my area, it was only playing in one theater near me and it was only playing at 3 different times. So you really had to schedule, I really had to schedule my day to make sure that I could hit one of those showings because otherwise that was it, right? So that might be the case for you. If it is the case, I still recommend that you schedule your day however you need to if you're a fan of film to get out and check this film out because it is really that good. And to see that it's coming in at number 25, a little surprising. There's no estimated box office or there's no estimated budget on Box Office Mojo here. But so far, it's made just over $4 million. So I don't really know what this film cost because it's not listed on the site yet. I'm going to have to do some more research on it. But I still think you guys should check this out, right? If it makes money for the studio, if it loses money for the studio, this is still a really good film. It's a really good story. There's a lot of heart, there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of drama, and there's just a lot of real emotional connections between the two characters of Laurel and Hardy that John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan are able to bring out for us in just a spectacular way. So if you haven't seen Stan and Ollie, definitely recommend you guys check that one out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move now real quick. We'll just rapid fire the top 10. Again, Miss Bala coming in at number 10, number 9, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Number 8 is Aquaman, 7, Green Book, 6, The Prodigy. Number 5, Glass. 4, The Upside. Number 3, Cold Pursuit. Number 2, What Men Want. And number 1, way off in the distance, leading the pack, is Lego Movie 2, the second part. And again, that was $34,400,000. So job well done to Lego Movie 2. Knocked it out of the park. Looking forward to seeing Cold Pursuit and Lego Movie 2 for sure. But I will probably be passing on What Men Want. So here is your opportunity. If you saw What Men Want, go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section below and let me know, what did you think? Is the tomato scores accurate for you, right? The rotten across the board, audience and critics, is that accurate for you? Was that your experience in the theater, or did you walk out going, no, this is actually way better than what people are giving it on Rotten Tomatoes? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. This is what I'm probably going to miss. So now is your time to shine. Leave your thoughts. Let us know, what did you think about What Men Want? All right, real quick, we are just going to move now into some of the Grammys last night. We had the Grammys coming out, and down below in the description box, you will be able to see the Billboard link. So billboard.com, right, where you can get a lot of your music news. Billboard.com listed, or provided the list for the 2019 Grammy winners and nominees. So just real quick, wanted to touch on a couple of these before we let you guys get back to your Monday morning. So real quick, record of the year being basically is, it's like song of the year, right? But it's a little bit different because song of the year goes to the songwriters. Record of the year goes to everybody involved in making that song. So there's the difference, right? If you've ever wondered what's the difference between song of the year and record of the year, song of the year goes to the songwriter. Record of the year goes to everybody that was involved in creating the song, right, for the album. So they listen to the album, they go, this is definitely the best song on this album. This might be the best song of the year out of all of the songs on all of the albums, right? So all of the people involved, the artists, the producers, the engineers, everything that goes into it, that is record of the year. Songwriter, they go, hey, you did a great job writing that song, songwriter. Here you go. Here's your Grammy for writing that song. So there's the difference. I hope that makes sense. Songwriters versus everybody involved in making it come to life for you on a CD, MP3, whatever medium you're listening to music these days. So real quick, let's just jump into this. Record of the year went to This Is America by Childish Gambino. Song of the year also, This Is America. So Donald Glover walking away with 2 of the big awards last night as far as Song of the Year and Record of the Year. So congratulations to Lando Calrissian, right? Donald Glover. So congratulations to him on winning Song of the Year and Record of the Year. Album of the Year went to country singer Casey Musgraves. Wasn't too familiar with Casey Musgraves' work, so this morning on the drive into the office here, and then in the office, I was listening to her album and kind of checking it out. It's pretty good. It's really melodic. It's definitely not intrusive, so you can have it playing in. It's not like some rap or hip hop or rock and roll or anything like that, where like there's loud noises and people shouting or screaming or loud guitars or drums or anything like that, right? There's no obscene language or anything like that. It's not intrusive at all. And so you can pretty much play it wherever you want and it should be okay, right? In my opinion. On the album though, Butterflies and Rainbow were 2 of the songs, having just listened to them today, those were probably the 2 songs that really stuck out to me. I was like, boy, this is a really good song. The way the lyric moves, the way the melody moves, just how they kind of structured the song as far as like what's happening with the reverb and stuff like that. It really, both of these songs, really, really good, solid songs. So again, if you're interested, my recommendations for you to listen to, if you don't listen to the whole album, definitely check out Butterflies and Rainbow. Really good stuff on that album. And congratulations to Casey Musgraves on winning Album of the Year. Really quick, Best New Artist went to Dua Lipa. And the first time I heard of this girl was New Year's Eve, right? I was watching the Ryan Seacrest countdown, and then she got on to perform, and I was like, this chick can sing. So I was like, but how good can she sing, right? Because you've got, you know, electric guitars, synthesizers, drums, whatever the case may be, kind of layered underneath the voice to distract from any articulation issues or any notes or anything like that that may have slipped in a live performance. So I went ahead and checked out some of her YouTube stuff where it's just her stripped down with like pianos and stuff like that, where it's not a lot of effects driven anything, just raw singers with a raw band. And this chick can sing. So congratulations to Dua Lipa on Best New Artist. She also won another award as well down here in the Best Dance Recording category for Electricity. And she did that with Silk City, Diplo, and Mark Ronson. So Mark Ronson had a pretty big year this year. He's been having some pretty good times all the way back to when he did with Bruno Mars. So congratulations to him for keeping the radio blasting those pop tunes that we can all enjoy. And congratulations again to Dua Lipa for that. Real quick, let's just jump into a couple other ones. Best Pop Solo Performance went to Lady Gaga. And then right after that, Best Pop Duo and Group Performance went to Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper for Shallow, right? From A Star Is Born. So there's your movie connection as far as that's concerned. That song written for the movie, and it just won the Grammy last night for Best Pop Duo and Group Performance. Big shout out to Willie Nelson for his album On My Way, because he won Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album. And I listened to that this morning too, and it's basically Willie Nelson just singing jazz standards that Sinatra sang. And it's surprisingly very good. I didn't think, I didn't know what to think, actually. When I heard Willie Nelson, I was like, okay. And then I heard Willie Nelson's got a jazz album. I was like, interesting. And it's surprisingly really good. So congratulations to Willie Nelson on winning the Grammy there. Ariana Grande picked up the album Best Pop Vocal Album Grammy. She wasn't even there. I got to give it to this girl. She had a problem. She spoke her mind. She stood her ground. And she said, I'm not even going to go. I'm just going to stay home. So she won the Grammy while she was at home in bed, according to stuff online that I saw today this morning when I was doing my show notes. So congratulations to her for standing her ground. And while standing her ground, she still won the Grammy. So great job there for Best Pop Vocal Album. Now, real quick, just want to jump down to a couple of the more music movie categories here. We'll take a look at those, and then we'll let you guys get back to your Monday morning. So, also, I just recently learned about this girl too. She does Christian music, and her album is really good. If you like music for music, right, and you don't have a particular leaning if it is religious or non-religious, you just like good music. I just recently found out about this chick, Lauren Daigle. The song is You Say, and she won Best Contemporary Christian Music Performance and Song. And then she also won Best Contemporary Christian Music Album for the album Look Up Child, which has the song on it. Powerful voice. I mean, if you like Adele, you'll like this chick because she's super good. She's got a big voice and a tiny body, and she has got some power in her voice. She has got some emotion in her voice, and you should definitely be checking this out. If you're a fan of good vocalists, if you're a fan of good music, whether it's religious or not, check this album out because the album is pretty good. And that is Look Up Child by Lauren Daigle. I hope I pronounced the last name right. So congratulations to Lauren on both of those wins. All right, real quick, just rocketing down here trying to find this because it's way down at the bottom of the list here. We got to get past all of the blues, all of the reggae, the children, the comedy albums. All right, here we go. Music for Visual Media, Best Compilation Soundtrack. Congratulations to everybody that worked on The Greatest Showman. You guys picked up the Grammy last night for Best Compilation Soundtrack. And then congratulations to everybody that worked on Black Panther for Best Score Soundtrack. I don't know that my vote would have gone for Black Panther because it was up against Blade Runner 2049, Coco, The Shape of Water, and Star Wars The Last Jedi. Yeah, and Black Panther took it away. So congratulations to Black Panther. Best song written for visual media. Again, Shallow, coming to us from A Star Is Born, Lady Gaga, Mark Ronson. So coming away with a couple wins last night. So congratulations to everybody there that was involved with Shallow. Lady Gaga walked away with a couple awards there. So congratulations there as well. All right, guys, if you want to find out best rap album, if you want to find out best rap performance, classical music, jazz music, comedy albums, etc., just go ahead and hit up that link. Again, it's for billboard.com. It gives you the full list, the full roster of everybody that was there. And Chris Cornell even won a Grammy last night, and he's not even with us anymore. So congratulations to whomever received the award for him, since he's no longer with us. But he actually won for a rock category here. Best rock performance, he picked up When Good Does Bad, Chris Cornell. So congratulations to whomever received the award on his behalf, since he's no longer with us. But go ahead and check out that full list if you're into music, if you are looking for new music, right? If you're like me and you're like, I love listening to new jazz stuff that comes out, but let's face it, right? Jazz music is not marketed very well, so it's kind of difficult sometimes to figure out who are the good new jazz artists. You'll definitely find some good albums on this list, so you can check out the winners and the nominees. They're all waiting for you to stream or however you do it. So that's it for me, everybody. I'm Jeremy Brunansky. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for spending the morning with me. Hope you guys are able to get out and check out some of the films we talked about today. Also, check out some of these Grammy nominees and winners on whatever platform you use to listen to music. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Music matters. Movies matter. Get out and support your cinema and your favorite musicians. It's important. All right, again, I'm going to get out of here. I'm Jeremy Brunansky. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next time right here on YouTube, 10 a.m. PST. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me the thumbs up, because the thumbs up helps people who like movie-related shows find this movie-related show right here on YouTube. Again, don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell so you get the notifications when new content drops, because like I said, my full review for Stan and Ollie will be dropping on the channel later this week, so you're not going to want to miss that. And you're not going to want to miss the film in theaters either. So go check out the film in theaters and then come back and check out my review, or vice versa, however you want to live your life. Just make sure you're having a good time. All right, everybody, I'm Jeremy Brunansky. I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you next time. And as always, until next time, good night and good luck.